The 2012 TMNT show had 5 amazing seasons, so today it would be a good idea to rank these seasons from best to worst, and yeah. So let me know in the comment section below what your favourite seasons are, as I'm pretty sure this could be a really interesting subject. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this one, let's go! Okay, so first up is season 5, and the thing is with this season is that I don't hate it, I really do enjoy this season. Now this season did take a different approach to how it approached its stories and its episodes, with doing a more story focused story arcs within the season, and there was quite a few of them really, and I must admit I really did enjoy this approach. I was able to see a lot more different and unique stories, and I think it worked for the most part. I would say that the story arcs I was able to tell throughout the season were some of the best, such as Yusori Jimbo, Mutant Apocalypse, and as well as the Halloween story arc. I think these ones are probably some of the best ones to show from this season, as I was really able to show the tales in new environments and was able to really make them feel very unique and really different compared to other episodes. Now the thing that really gets me with this season, that sort of really bounced me out for this season, is the fact that it was only for one season. I do think that this season could have been a lot higher on the list if maybe they had done a few more seasons of the Tales of TMNT, just because as a final season, it does feel really weird and a bit out of place just to have this one season where there's no story really, and just doing loads of singular stories throughout the whole season for it to not really matter or feel important really. And that's a real shame, just because they did do a lot of really good and amazing stories here. I just feel as though that if they were to continue this on for another 2 or 3 seasons, and as I would tell a lot more interesting stories, a lot more these type of stories, this season could have been a really good one, and I definitely would have put this a lot higher just because of some of the amazing episodes they did have on this list. Okay, next up is season 4, and this season is sort of a bit frustrating for me. So for the first half of the season, we get to see the turtles out in space trying to find the black hole pieces and trying to stop the triceratons and stuff like that. Now for the most part, I have to say that I do somewhat enjoy these episodes, but the thing is with me, with the space story arcs for turtles, I've always found these space stuff to always be a bit boring, I would say, except from Fast Forward where I was able to truly expand upon the whole alien stuff, but that is a video for another time. But with this season, I'd just say that they did a pretty good job, I would say, with exploring space and exploring new alien races, introducing new characters and stuff like that, and it was pretty good. We won't get into the second half of the season, which I'll say is also pretty good, I would say, but it's also like some bits in here which sort of, I don't know, it's all a bit frustrating for me. So on the one hand we do have the Super Shredder, which I must admit is probably one of the best things about this show, really great, I love that bit so much. And of course there were a few other things throughout the season, but I do think that for the most part, this whole bit here, I don't know, it felt as though that it lost a part of the show that was missing. And I do think that it's just down to the fact that Shredder was out for the majority of the season, and only coming back as a big strong guy. And I'm not really against it all too much, but I do think that it's all just lose like one of them major villains. Not to mention the Krang route for the season as well, so they did lose a lot of big players for the season, which I don't think is really holding this season back, but I do think that you can tell they are trying to find a new way of trying to find the next big bad without trying to do it too hard. Okay, next up is season 1. And this season, I would say, is somewhat interesting, I would say. Just because this season had the impossible task of trying to introduce this version of Turtles to everyone and get them all hooked onto the show, and I do think it does a really good job of that. This season does introduce us to a lot of new characters and a lot of old existing characters, while also showing us off to this new world of TMNT. I think this season does a really great job of showing everything off, introducing us to the Krang, the Shredder, and how they all combine into everything, the characters. I think everything is done really well. And I don't really have anything against this season. I just think that this season sort of has the same problem as basically every other first season for any other show, and it's just the fact that it's always held back by the fact that it has to do the introductory stuff, and it's always trying to find its place in this show, and doesn't really have its way just yet. And it's not really a bad thing, as I was able to experiment a lot throughout the season, and I do think that some episodes are good, and some episodes are just somewhat questionable, I'd say. But for the majority of it, I'd say that this season does a really good job of just trying to introduce us to everything in this universe, and again, it does a really great job at it. Okay, next up is season 3. And oh boy, this one is also a really interesting one. So for the first half of season 3, we get to see the turtles out in Northampton and up in the barn, and I must admit, I do really like this. I must admit, I do really enjoy this, and I do think I do prefer this over 2003 show, just because I was able to really explore the impact of this stuff that happened at the end of season 2, and really make everything that was up there really impactful. And yeah, I really love that. I also do think that the horror elements of this season was also really fun, really creative, as we don't really get to see too much horror stuff within Turtles, let alone a kids show, so I thought it was like a really creative decision to do it in this season, and was pretty cool. We then go into the second half of the season, and we get to see Karai returns, and then we get Shredders there, we got another invasion with the Triceratons, and I have to say that for the most part, for the back half of this season, it was pretty generic Turtle stuff. It's not stuff I was necessarily against, I would say, but it just seems as though they were doing a lot of stuff that you would expect from Turtles, but it wasn't bad, it was really good, I would say. And I do think that, like, including certain characters for this season, such as BB Rocksteady, they were like really fun additions. But I do think that one of the biggest things that I do have against this season so far is the Annihilation Earth episodes. As much as I love these episodes for what it was able to do and just, oh my god, that ending. But the thing is, with that whole episode, it really frustrates me because there wasn't really too much of a build up to the whole invasion and stuff like that. Let it known it was another invasion, so, oh god, yeah. Okay, next up is season 2, and oh boy, where do I even begin with this season? There's just so much great things about this season to just put into words. I think that the Krang stuff in this season was pretty okay, not really too much to really say there, but the Shredder side of things, oh boy, that is where things get a whole lot more interesting. The stuff with Karai, Tiger Claw, Vengeance is Mine, the invasion, so much great things about this season that I just can't put into words right now. I just love some of these episodes so much, and I have to say that some of these episodes really, I don't know, they really do outshine some of the other episodes, other seasons, other shows. These episodes are probably some of the best, and I think the action in this season, the story alone is just perfect. And I would have to say that this might be where the Turtles peaked for this show, and it only gets slightly downhill from there, but still, either way, these episodes were some of the best. And I think the invasion episodes, oh god, love it so much. Vengeance is Mine is just an amazing episode. This is all really hard to put into words, just because I feel as though that some of these episodes are just so good that I really do want to like explore a lot more and talk about a lot more, but I don't have the time right now to talk about them. They're just so amazing. And I want to say that some of these episodes, like I've been mentioning over and over again, are ones that I would definitely have to say that definitely outshine the rest for this show. I don't know, I think they could really be attenders for being some of the best episodes and stories throughout the Turtle history. And I think that just might be me, but just, oh god, some of these episodes are just so amazing. I need more time to talk about these episodes. But yeah, that's my list for the 2012 season's rankings. I'm quite interested to hear what you say about this in the comment section below, as I feel like you definitely got a better understanding of me and how much I like season 2 and some of those episodes. But yeah, I'm quite interested to hear what you say about this in the comment section below, as I feel as though it's all like really interesting, just because again, some of the things that do happen throughout the seasons, such as the Northampton stuff and space stuff, which I would say somewhat debatable amongst fans, but again, I'm really interested to hear what you say about this in the comment section below. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do like something, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.